just because you people are lost and you live in a sick reality that you've created through evil and ignorance and deception, it doesn't mean that you can mold me like a paper doll. You sent me this twisted trailer with the title, What If? What if is what John Saul Michael Sack used to say at the My Writers Conference to get people to come up with story ideas. And they put a box out, a what if box, and everyone was supposed to submit story ideas, and they said to pick one to be a class project. Well, of course, the stories were being used and the entries were being used by this sick cult called Illuminati to steal the world and impression the young and all this. And later I found out a lot of people were serial killers and they belonged to a hunt club and they had these lodges and they said they were really putting bodies in their backyards. But they tried to destroy my whole life after they impressioned me. I never joined a cult. I never surrendered myself. And just because I was gullible and attended the conference and submitted stories and I kept writing, it didn't make me tarnished and it didn't make me possessed. I'm a victim. I was sweet. And you know, there's so many other people out there in life that are free, that are not being attacked, that do horrible things, and some of them do good things. They have not been killed with weapons and invaded with demons and Satan because you're using the technology to send these demons into me. You're using the technology to break my mind down and try to steal my soul. And every time I start to get well, you turn the power on again. And I know somehow these demons are affiliated with space, but I'm just a human, frail person. But I have made some discoveries in my day, and one of them is I was more virtuous than you when I was in my 20s. And another one is I always sold myself short and always looked down on myself. But after I saw you clowns and you killers, I really started liking myself more. Even though you put hidden cameras here and destroyed my modesty and you destroyed my mind, I know I'm better. So now you're sending me the real devil. You're showing me his face. You're sending me pictures. And the only thing I can think of is he's not after me because I'm evil. He's after me because I showed their illusion and I rejected evil. So I could actually let everyone else know that the God that you don't see every day physically is powerful because he doesn't need money to buy you. He doesn't need deception. You better obey. You better serve. Because one time you get off that path, say I did once, and did something very selfish, this devil is waiting to make you pay forever. So now I learned, you know, that I should never seek approval of losers. I should either keep my talent to myself or use it with people that are really good-hearted people that can appreciate it and can value virtue and can and who can value a brain and a good attitude, rather than people who want to trash their bodies and indulge in darkness and fantasy and evil behind closed doors and hurt other people for power and be foolish little petty groups that get together just to mock people and degrade them and demean them like they have me for years. There's no strength in that. There's no integrity. Where's the salvation? So if the devil is now telling me, I want you to be my little paper doll and my little concubine, and they send me that stupid song One Night in Bangkok, he doesn't know me. I'm the kind of person, even with my husband, if we go to a place like Jim Porter's to dance, I feel uncomfortable. Even the bar scene makes me very uncomfortable. I'm very in tune with everything, energy, everything. I'm very in tune with negativity and positive energy. Even though I can go in the grocery a week ago and meet a predator that someone tells me is on the internet for raping women and stuff, and just he comes up and talks to me in his wheelchair. He saw me yesterday. A second time he ran into me at the grocery, he said he just got out of a coma. I guess God's kind of punishing him. I mean, I hate to say it, but they said he's been in jail more than once for raping women. And I feel sorry for him. And he came up and started talking to me. The man is so obese, and I thought, this poor man, I'll talk to him. He needs somebody to boost his ego, because he's got to feel terrible being handicapped in a wheelchair. And I was talking away, trusting, Now my intuition wasn't too good there. I just kept looking in his sick eyes, thinking so sad for this man, because these handicapped people, I think, really need help for their self-esteem. But here again, I'm too trusting. But this group has worn me down mentally to where my intuition isn't as good as it used to be. But back to my point, I'm making this video for young people. Right now, the suicide is the highest rate. And it's not because of just social media and bullying. It's because there's a group now that hates women, and they're killing teenage girls. And they're having them do it to themselves through mind weapons, because that's the way they are. And they're sending me this information, treating me, and sending me Marilyn Monroe things, and trying to get me to take my clothes off, and I'm in my 50s. It's bizarre, but I do have my sanity. But right now there is a force that's trying to make people crazy. It wants people to lose their virtue, to lose their soul, to be violent, to be selfish, destructive, to feel that. And in this video, she's telling people, what are you going to sacrifice for something? Everything she said that's good, it comes with sacrifice. Only if you're the devil, or you're someone who is into creating slaves. You want to do everything to the disadvantage of people. You want to make them frail. You want them to hurt their bodies. You want to make them promiscuous so they get diseases. You want to make them violent so that they have their blood on their hands. I'm not trying to fight the devil and combat the devil and tempt the devil for pleasure, honestly. I am trying to get away from a very evil group. And I have tried for years, because I'm intelligent enough to know I'm not of their caliber. Just because they put all the goodies out there, and at the conference they all got to gather around and sing together, and they acted as if these parties were great, and they try to make you think they're in the winner's circle, when you can get on an elevator and they're drunk at noon, and you get in their past, and half of them have a criminal history, and half of them are insane, or have serious cases of abuse in their life, bad parenting. Some of them are Nazis, some of them are cannibals. That's the sort of world that was created in the shadows that you didn't see. And now as an adult, you think it's big to go out and become sick. When I play Barbies, I did not make all my dolls drug addicts, killers, vampires. No, that was not my illusion of adulthood. But somehow these sick people have trained little kids to grow up to think that's the desired lifestyle. And I just know from my own upbringing, I was original. I was taught to be strong. I was taught to be clean. And I was taught to be good. And good people do not do this to other people. They don't steal from them. They don't kill them. They don't mess up everybody else's bodies and their own bodies for sick pleasure and gluttony. That's not maturity. That's not adulthood. They're trying to get me to go backwards and do things that I would never do in my teens that a lot of kids do before they mature, and then tell me that's maturity. They want me to believe a bunch of lies. It's nonsense. Because when you have the real God in your life, you know the truth, and your life has meaning, and you value everything as being sacred and powerful and out of your reach. You know, you respect the frailty in human beings. You don't try to act like you're Superman and think that drugs and everything else that detach you from reality can really make you invincible. You have to know there's consequences to everything you do. And all I can keep saying to these people that follow me is, you picked the wrong woman, you picked the wrong woman. No, because they think with these weapons that somehow they can make the beast take me over. They said it was challenging. The person who picked me to do this said I was innocence and beauty 20 years ago. And I just understand the power here is advanced, and it's beyond human understanding and human power. But I know there's a God that I've known since I was born that always made me feel I had to stay on the straight and narrow, that I would be judged, and that he was the one I should serve. And if I didn't serve him, I would be punished or maybe go to hell. Now I'm feeling that strong connection again and knowing he's in charge. But somehow this group for a while made me lose myself to where at one time I felt like I just really want to impress other writers so that and feel confident. I want my work valued. I want to grow in my writing talent. I want to feel like I can be with a group of people that are achievers, that mode people. I wanted to feel like I was this. My friend Tom owned an advertising agency, and he used to say, "Oh, you're a diamond in the rough," and I hoped that I would shine. It's bullshit, the illusion. You just got to know from the day you're born that you're perfect, spiritually pure, God's creation. And they're going to keep attacking me. They're going to try to get me to join Satan. And they just won't accept that I'm a real person and that my feelings matter. And they won't understand that I know that people can be pure of heart and they can do good and they don't have to be sinful to survive. And I don't have to go by the trends of this world, and I don't have to be molded, because I will never be labeled. I am an entity. I just feel like my mother always said, go your own road, be a strong person, and people will follow you because you're original. And she's right. She's definitely right. I'm true to myself, and now I follow my heart, and I have a strong will, and I have a strong conscience, and I'm sorry if it upsets people and I make enemies. I learned the hard way by trusting a predator that I was being deceived, and they were antagonizing me to upset me for stories. And they would get me to react on the internet and say terrible things. I was young. I was heartbroken because I wanted everyone's approval. I wanted friendship with writers. But I was so introverted, and I was never a party or a wild person. And this sick monster just knew how to take an innocent person with rose-colored glasses, he said, and make a fool of me. He said his whole intention was to destroy my rosy outlook. And I just, I know there's no hope anymore because the beast is in charge. He's destroying other innocents, destroying their outlook. He's blinding their mind, stealing their heart, eating their soul. And no one is protecting, advising them, or saving humanity.